but
Yeah,
I'd
that
be on
sounds
that.
good.
Well, then I'll just keep my ear to the background.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna sit on this song.
Okay, so this is odds that here.
I don't think it really matters. I just think as long as people know which order each number goes.
A warm welcome to those of you gathered here in the sanctuary and those of you joining us on the live stream today for this Transgender Day of Remembrance service. My name is Craig Miller. I'm the minister here at Knox United, and it's really our honor to be able to host this event each year as we gather as a community. And it is good to be together after a couple of years of doing this only virtually. So it's good to be present with one another today. Today and tomorrow evening on the vigil on Zoom, we join with the global human family, our kin across the globe, to observe Transgender Day of Remembrance. We remember our trans and two-spirit and gender non-conforming siblings lost to the hands of hatred, evil, and violence, just because of their identity, their chosen expression of their identity. So today, let us reaffirm our commitment to protect, to support, and as we do today, to remember our siblings, our kin, who are targeted for their very existence and identity. Let our service today honor their memories and reflect our renewal and our commitment to them and to each other. As we gather today, we acknowledge that we gather on the border between Treaty 2 and Treaty 1 lands. We're here in the homeland of the Dakota Sioux, unceded territory for them, land of the Anishinaabe, the Cree and Oji-Cree and Dene, and we're here in the heart of the Métis Nation. We're going to begin our time together with a smudge for those that would like to participate, and Elder Susan McPherson-Dorindy is going to lead us in that time.
My name is Rachel Wu, and I'm the 2ST LGBTQ+ program facilitator at Cirque Brandon. We'd like to thank our readers, Layla, the Knox United Affirm Committee, PFLAG, Brandon Pride, Susan, Janet for the music, and Cirque for their support with this event. Transgender Day of Remembrance began in 1999 by advocate Gwendolyn Ann Smith to honor the memory of Rita Hester, a transgender woman killed in 1998. Since then, groups around the world have gathered on November 20th to remember and honor the lives of those lost to violence. To quote Gwendolyn Ann Smith, Transgender Day of Remembrance seeks to highlight the losses we face due to anti-transgender bigotry and violence. I am no stranger to the need to fight for our rights, and the right to simply exist is first and foremost. With so many seeking to erase transgender people, sometimes in the most brutal ways possible, it is vitally important that those we lose are remembered and that we continue to fight for justice.
I've had the pleasure to work with today's speaker, Layla Prasnik, pronouns she and they, over the past year with Brandon Pride. Layla is a transgender woman living in Brandon, Manitoba. She's been involved with Brandon Pride since the start of planning for Pride Week 2022 and has recently stepped into the role of vice chair. She hopes to continue to do good for the 2S LGBTQIA+ community at large, in Westman and elsewhere. So without further ado, please welcome Layla Prasnik.
Before I start, I'd like to put a content warning on this speech for depictions of gender dysphoria and transphobia, as well as mentions of death. Take care of yourselves, friends. I want to open with something that's been a major force in my life recently, one that, as a fairly newly discovered trans woman, is still very fresh in my mind: trans joy. It's the feeling we get when we get a new piece of clothing, a new hairstyle, or some other facet of our appearance that suits us in a way that nothing meant for our assigned genders at birth ever did. It comes when we see ourselves in the mirror, and even if only for a split second, we see our true selves. It compels us to laugh, to cry, to love, and to be loved, to experience the full range of human emotion in a way that we never could before. We feel trans joy when we see ourselves represented in a positive light and when we're treated with respect and dignity. It's looking back at all of the experiences that shaped you in a way quite different from most others. It's knowing you got to triumph over something that was once a distant yet bleak shadow over your life. It's being content and at peace with the person you are now, and for once, having clear visions and dreams of your far-off future self. Trans joy is, at last, feeling complete. So many of us are faced with the despair of gender dysphoria as well, but this joy is what should ultimately punctuate our experiences. We should be able to write our own stories, all the way to our own happy endings. Sadly, and that's the reason we're here today, this is all too often not the case. The story of the Transgender Day of Remembrance begins with Rita Hester, a Black transgender woman who was murdered in Allston, Massachusetts on November 28, 1998. Worse yet, she was repeatedly dead-named and referred to as a cross-dressing man by the local media, even in the local gay and lesbian press. That is, where she wasn't ignored entirely. This, in the wake of the murder of Matthew Shepard, a gay man, less than 2 months prior, which was an event that made national headlines and caused an outpouring of support. Rita's was but one of many cases of murdered trans people, especially trans people of color, and those lives were all in danger of fading from our collective memory. There are other parts to this story, but in short, that led to the first Transgender Day of Remembrance in 1999, on the first anniversary of Rita's death. Murder is but one of the ugly forms transphobia takes, though. We see it also when someone calls us a slur or deliberately uses the wrong pronouns. We see it when lies are spread and facts twisted to support an agenda that only wants us gone. We see it when transphobic legislators in several US states criminalize proven safe, life-saving treatments for trans youth that have been accessible to cisgender youth for different purposes for decades. We've seen it in UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak wanting to remove protections for trans people from the UK's Equality Act. We've also seen it in so many gender-diverse adults around the world being gatekept from seeking trans healthcare. We've seen it in the numerous protests of drag story hours across Canada, including as close to here as Winnipeg, and all the wrong-headed thoughts the protesters have spouted at us. We've seen it in numerous attempts to erode 2S LGBTQIA+ curricula and supports for students in schools, as close to here as Rolling River School Division. It interacts with other prejudices and biases, and finds ways to further oppress those of us who belong to more than one marginalized group. Transphobia is transphobia, no matter its form or severity. It sours our lives, and it robs us of what should ultimately be a joyful experience, the opportunity to discover, pursue, and finally become our true selves. But no matter what some would have you believe, we exist. That is non-negotiable. We are no trend, and we are nothing new. We have existed throughout history as religious figures, as soldiers in revolutionary wars, as doctors, as Roman emperors, and as spies. The indigenous peoples who have, for thousands of years, inhabited these lands that we now stand on have recognized and celebrated diverse gender identities for ages, though they would face suppression at the hands of white colonizers. In the most recent Canadian census, 1 in every 300 Canadians aged 15 and older, and 1 in about every 125 Generation Z Canadians self-reported as transgender or non-binary. Today, you can find us in houses of government, at the top of the Billboard charts, and just about everywhere else you might think to look. We, as gender diverse people, are and have always been a constant facet of humanity, and that is something that can never be taken from us. What remains is for all of us, no matter who we are or where we come from, to be given our due respect. We gather today to mourn for those lives that were taken from our community in this past year. To that, let us give our full attention. But once we are done, no matter who we are, we must go out and act. We must vote, we must protest, write to our elected officials, correct narratives, tell and amplify our stories, and do it all for a better future. As queer scholar Sarah Lamble once said, "It is not enough to simply honor the memory of the dead. We must also transform the practices of the living. Trans rights are human rights. Pass it on."
Let us join in words of remembrance. We people gathered here today on a quest for truth and meaning bear witness. We bear witness together to a record of human lives extinguished simply because our kin dared to live their authentic, true selves. We bear witness to lives and reported deaths of transgender and two-spirit people around the world this year. We bear witness to the unreported ones, uncounted ones, the unnamed many, whose lives and deaths will only ever be known by the universe. And I should just correct myself. We bear witness to the names of those who died at the end of last year, too, since we marked Transgender Day of Remembrance. In these times of divisiveness, of heightened anxiety, of continued violence, we must reject these teachings of ignorance and division and commit to siding on the side of love rather than hatred. So we bear witness against closed-minded ideologies that excuse evil acts in the name of religion. We bear witness against any institution or culture that seeks to fuel their rise to power by threatening transgender lives, those that are two-spirit and genderqueer and non-binary people, and we bear witness against the systemic powers that often treat our kin, particularly those who are people of color, as has been noted, as being anything less than human. On this day, gathered here, we uphold the principle that every person has inherent worth and dignity. Let the reading of names begin.
Everybody line up. From Argentina, Sofia Clementina Noriega. Aldana Lorenz. Name unknown. Celine Gabriela Colantinio Nati. Fernanda Lopez Somer. Sasha Berion Nuevo.
Sofia Vera. Victoria Alejandra Ironiki. Karina Guzman. Nicole Ruiz. From Australia, Ingram Gordon.
From Bangladesh, Lovely, Neela. From Bolivia, Catherine Salazar. From Brazil, Gabriela Arente, Robertina da Silva.
Carlo Silva. Danify Stephanie Farah de Olivier. Name unknown. Name unknown. Dahlia.
Hagath Luna. Victoria Rodriga.
Victoria Rodriguez Ferez. Kuana Kirko. Laurea. Julia Madsen. Rodrigo Diego dos Santos. Telta Soares. Andrieli Priscilla de Mello. Name unknown. Yasmin Fontes. Kamuri Amorim. Laura Vinny. Bosino Costa.
Blenda Beatrice Schneider. Effie Catano. Gil Vestenberg. Jasmine De Silva. Gail Pandenho. Piola Almedi.
Name unknown. Paulina Ferreira. Abalu Vendramini. Pamela Correa. Name unknown. Michelle.
Diani Cavalcante de Silva. Nicole. Priscilla Santos. Sofia Gisli. Julia dos Santos Silva. Sabrina Fernanda de Oliveira.
C.D. Azevedo Soares. J.L. De Silva. Larissa Corrier. Gabby Matos. Gabriele Montero. Brittany Spears.
Bruna Kimberly, Veronica Martinelli, Luana Rico Costa, Isabella Darejo Fares, Duda Marins, Paula Mesquita.
Polo Vaz. Soria. Priscilla Diva. Marcelia Gomez Fonseca. Lorena Crisilian dos Santos.
Amani Frieden. Name unknown. R. De Silva Franco. Fernandia. Larissa Calvejo. Name unknown. Kelly Casas Rosa. Renata Calvanci. Renata Perez. Sabrina Calgary. C. Messias. Anne Souza. Michelle Mona Marquis.
Carla Chris, Naomi Fernandez de Souza, Bruna, Estefany Rodriguez Soares, name unknown, Monica Ribeiro.
Lara Skullwalker, Bianca Machado Rodriguez, Dana Nunes, Joyce Medeiros, Camila, Rani Fada.
Lorraine Alves, Lou Enrique, Atena Queros da Silva, Daniele dos Carma Santos, name unknown, F.C. Ferreira Lima.
Carmen Lucia Lou Alves de Souza, Victoria de Lima, Cromada, Lara Croft, Renatina, Lavinia de Silva Piera.
Name unknown, Camila Rodriguez Diaz, Desiani Franca, Isabella Yanka, Amanda Tuara Kayate, name unknown.
Bia, Paloma Cruz, Luis Fernandez Case, name unknown, Victoria Meganez, Vernetta Garcia.
Name unknown. Milena. Rowney. From Burkina Faso, name withheld. From Cambodia, name unknown. From Canada, Ezra Amos. Damien Frazier. Alex Bastian. From Chile, Valentin Cuesta Saldias. Yurita Pizarro. Ignacia Palma.
From China, Luo. From Colombia, Andrea Vescasco Amaya, Paola. Alexandria Valeria Lopez, Estrella, Cristina Cantillo Martinez.
La Divaza, Manny, Angie Carolina Pacino, Arelis Cabezas Sierra, Kimberly Villegas, Johanna Sanchez.
Isabella Vargas, Tiffany Menendez, Andrea Rosa Roland, Saloni Villoria, Lucia Smith, Mildred Castillo Jimenez,
Tiffany Landino Bracho, Mariana Jarmilo, Adiela Garcia Castano, La Flasha, Carla Macado Noya, Estefania Fernandez Betty.
Estrelita Martinez Correa, Isabella Sandoval, Ana Paula Albino Lavera, Sarah Nicole Munoz Palacio, Diana Alejandrina Navos Corredor, Diana Navarro.
La Pocha, Hella Bridget Maldado, Milena Zareta Plaza, Carla Venetina Espinosa, Espinosa Lore. Christian Nicola, Wendy Esponia.
Leon Pindo Cusena, Bella Anila Vera, Estrelita Saltos Robalino, Roxy Tumbaco Oreo, Jessica Martinez, Carolina de Leon Montano. From El Salvador, Alexa Val Landaverde, Chocolatito Anzorna. From Estonia, Sabrina Houston. From France, Talberto Merckx, Beatrice Souza, Beatrice Baster, Adrian Baptiste Lucas.
Gwen Agath Linsky, Mirza Helene Villeneuve, name unknown, name unknown. From Georgia, A.G. From Germany, name unknown, Malte C.
From Guatemala, name unknown, Barbara Weimaran, Jocelyn Calito, Nancy Sakul Tut, Renato Estrada. From Honduras, Talia Rodriguez.
Amy Winehouse, Suani Maradiaga. From India, name unknown, Ashu Aksitha Panamelar.
Usha Rani, Soni, M. Sheikh, Annika, name unknown, Sanjana.
Sharon Celine Matthew, P. Nikki, Muskan, Zoya.
From Indonesia, Doris Gamala, Rodrigo Venezuela. From Iran, Hanara. From Iraq, Daz Assad. From Israel, Zenahava.
From Italy, Natasha Simoni, Morgana, Camilla Bertoli, Chloe Bianco, Sasha. From Mexico, Yaki Najira, Alicia Diaz, Ceci De Rosa, Artemisa Dominguez, Sari Atina, Diana Carrington.
Paloma Karina Lopez, Zamina Garcia, Sidleli, Lauren Guzman, Pamela.
Veridiana, VRV, Yessi Montero, Yaneth, name unknown, Christian.
Grecia Devora, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown. Carla Michelle Shavira Chavez, Carla.
Angel Rodriguez Hernandez, Melanie Fox, Paris, Pepa Alvarez, Trini, Miguel Angel Perez Leo.
Name unknown, Camila Boloco, Camila Ignacia, Vani Navarrete, name unknown, C.A. Castillo Morales, name unknown.
Kelly Homero Hernandez, Tamara Camos, Valles Oretz, name unknown, and name unknown.
Violeta Marjos, Mariama Santiago, Teresa Montano, Susana Villarreal, Luna Flores, Isabella Alvarez, Rose Salvji, Valeria, from Moldova, Felice Joy, from the Netherlands, Briza Garces Flores, from Pakistan, Saima, and name unknown.
Biji, name unknown. Shirley, Toph, name unknown, name unknown.
Name unknown, Bunty, Chand, Mano, Samira Ifkahar, Coconut.
S, I, Shiza, Kaif, A. Massi, Sheznath,
Kushbu, Wafa, from Panama, Kitty Russo, from Paraguay, Gabriela Cabrera, from Peru, Hoyapaya Morales.
Patricia Manzini Manco, Pamela. From the Philippines, Ake Abdulgajar, Virgil Catalina Tumisad, Este Sawe. From Spain, Monica Lorenzi.
From Sweden, Samuel Hoffman. From Switzerland, Christina Blackstar. From Thailand, Apton Puklim. Thyra Prong Lemwa. From Turkey, Nefwes Blocken and Barak.
Durya, Gwena Olvides, Zerv Soilu. From the United Kingdom, Zen Black, Blair Envy, Emma Boland. Name unknown. Shay Patton Walker, Iggy Rose, Alice Littman, Taylor. From Uruguay, Salome.
From the United States of America, Royal Political Stars, Elcho, Mel Robert Groves, Taida Labon, Kiva Scatter, Jesse Hart.
Joe Acker, Joey Spencer, Jojo, Ricky Autumoro, True Scarlet, Jenny DeLeon, Marcalicia Lawrence, Danielle Johnson.
Angel Nera, Haiti Gabriella Feldman, Nikai David, Martina Caldera, Zanaya Williams, Kiona Stone.
Amelia Furness Leonhardt, Nikki Turietta, Arami Lige, Duval Princess, Destiny Lachey, Matthew Angelo Spampanato.
Naomi Skinner, Cypress Ramos, Valoma Pasquez, Brent Wood, Milo Winslow, Catherine Newhouse.
Elsie Mallory, Tatiana LaBelle, Quinn Mariar Gosten, Keisha Webster, Kai Ken, Mia Love Parker.
Ariana Mitchell, Fern Feather, Ace Scott, Kina Leah Gillick, Asher Garcia, Ray Muscat, Ruby Tavener, Michelle S. Torrio, Sasha Mason, Nedra Sequence Morris, Maddie Hoffman, Maddie Dickens.
Dee Dee Hall, Shanalika Sid Yella Dior Hemingway, Rexy Kwa, Paris Rich, Brazil Johnson, Shemaine McClam.
Kitty Monroe, Cherry Bush, Jasper Aaron Lynch, Jimmy J. Lee, Martasia Richmond, Tio Davis.
Keisha Chanel Getter, Hayden Neva Davis, Camila Mary Swan, Maricela Castro, Kimbella Kimball, AC D. Morrison,
Dee Dee Ricks, Regina Maya Allen, Samaj Shamsia Billingsley, Serena Brenneman. From Venezuela, Carla Tovar, Joy Diaz Jimenez.
Let us observe a moment of silence as we breathe through our pain and our grief, and as we breathe out our love. These remembered deaths have not gone unnoticed by us and by many around the globe in this time of Transgender Awareness Week and the observance of Transgender Remembrance Day. Sacred, transgender, two-spirit, genderqueer, and non-binary lives do not go unnoticed by us. May that be so today and always. May our communities be places where all are welcomed, where all can learn and be teachers, a place where we are all safe. May our communities be places where folks experience wholeness. This day we mourn our loss and we honor our precious dead. Today and tomorrow and every other day, let us continue to fight for the living. Thank you for joining us today, for all that joined us and participated in organizing the ceremony today and for tomorrow evening. If you wish, now that our service is concluded, you're invited to light a memory candle. They are battery operated, so don't try and light it on the candle, as some have done in the past. As well, we invite all of you to join us for the lunch in the auditorium. You can use the stairs on the west side or the lift. There's a gender-inclusive washroom next to the kitchen and next to the office in the hallway adjacent to the sanctuary here. Again, thank you for joining us today. Let us continue to remember and not to forget.